Hi everyone, I'm Congresswoman Haley Stevens. I represent Michigan's 11th District here in the suburbs of Detroit, Oakland County, and Western Wayne County. I'm a proud member of the Education and Labor Committee as well as the House Science, Space, and Technology Committee. And I'm running for re-election this fall, and I wanted to talk to all of you at AARP. The AARP and its members mean so much to me. You guys have really enabled me to do some great work in the House of Representatives, particularly around lowering the cost of prescription drugs and level setting for our older Americans. I know I worked on a couple different provisions in our lowering drug costs legislative efforts that you all have been so influential and impactful to the process on, so I'm grateful. And then also I'm here to stand up for your earned benefits.
Hi, I'm Eric Esshaki. I'm running for Congress in Michigan's 11th Congressional District. I grew up in Michigan. I'm currently married and I have 2 little boys, a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. I want my boys to grow up in the same America that I did, with the same values and opportunities that I had. I was a nurse for 8 years. I spent time taking care of patients during that time. In 2016, I graduated from the University of Michigan, and over the last 4 years, I've worked as an attorney solving real-world problems. We need our politicians to solve real-world problems with real-world solutions. That's what I intend to do.
Social Security is a self-financed program that half of all seniors rely on for more than 50% of their income. If elected, how will you ensure that current and future Social Security benefits are not cut as part of deficit reduction?
So we made a promise to our seniors, and that promise is Social Security. And I promise you that we will preserve our Social Security system. Now, we have an issue right now on how we're going to fund a lot of things in government. But I'll tell you, the problem isn't a revenue problem. The problem is a spending problem in this country. We need to have adult conversations on where we need to spend our money and how we can spend it most effectively so that we're taking care of the folks that we need to take care of.
The earned benefits that Americans pay into, you can look at our balance sheet and you can look at our spend as a country, and then you could look at your spend as a hardworking American. All your life you're paying into Social Security, and that's been an expected benefit. That's been an earned benefit. And so one, I want to continue to provide that stability for older Americans. I obviously want to continue to work on our national debt, but I'm not touching Social Security. And so when it comes down to reform, I'm there for it. I think we got to look at the solvency of Social Security going forward. I think we got to look at those FICA scores and tax levels and things along those lines and make sure we've got a path forward for everybody and ensure that future generations and our current older Americans who are relying on Social Security have that protected going forward. So that's all about the good governance agenda that I'm a part of in the United States Congress.
If elected, what steps will you take to help cut prescription drug prices for Michiganders?
This is a question that's come in that I think is just the question of our time, particularly over these last 4 years. We've only seen prescription drug prices go up. We've got to put Medicare at the negotiating table. We've got to look at the different plans that people are on and certainly advocate for older Americans who are on certain plans that are also contributing to their high drug prices. And we've got to pass the H.R. 3, the big bill that we did. We got to get it signed into law, the Lowering Prescription Drug Costs Now Act. And this is about competitiveness. Obviously, we got to look at the global marketplace and why we're paying more here in the United States and where our taxpayer dollars are going, where they're going into that research and development. But then when it comes time for that new drug, it's so expensive. And this is just unbelievable. So this is something I care a lot about. I believe that if we get the right legislation passed, we can level set this and really serve the American people who are being saddled by these exorbitant costs in the right way.
We have a problem in this country, and that's that our healthcare costs are far too high, and that includes the rising costs of prescription drugs. It's important that we start to bring those costs down, but the way that we're going to do it is not with more government. We need to have more free market principles infused into the healthcare space. That's what's worked. If we want to have higher quality service at a lower price and we want more of something, we have to start relying more on the free market. And that's what I intend to do.
If elected, how will you protect Medicare from benefit cuts, lower health care costs, and ensure seniors continue receiving affordable health care that they have earned?
Our health care costs are too high in this country. We made promises to our seniors, and we have an obligation to them to provide affordable health care through our Medicaid system. We will preserve that system, and the best way that we can do that is by working hard to bring the cost of our health care down. We need to have high quality and affordable health care for everyone. And the way that we're going to do that, again, is by looking to the free market to make sure that we're seeing increased competition in our healthcare space based on costs. If we can control those costs, then we preserve that system for generations to come. And that's what I promise to do.
Certainly that lowering drug costs now act as a part of that. I've also supported legislation to protect that Affordable Care Act, crack down on junk insurance plans, and end, surprise, medical billing practices that are just harming older Americans. And I don't support efforts to cut back on Medicare benefits. I mean, it's clear as day, folks. Don't touch on Medicare. So Medicare is not a handout. It's an earned benefit. It's through your hard work. And I hear from people about this all the time. And with Congresswoman Stevens, you've got a trusted and proven partner in me.